Hey friends, Acquisitive Margot here with Chapter 2 of Rising Angels Reborn. Um, Not much to say, let's start reading. The clang of metal instead of the mush of dirt was welcoming. Never again will I have to check my hair for spiders after a raid check. Everything is so clean, so shiny. I did it. I'm really back to the real Space Force again. I'm free to surf the universe once more. Happy? Does it show? A little bit. I can't help it. I'm excited, Soul. My first real post. My first real mission. I'm finally off that mud ball. What is our first mission? I haven't checked. My orders were just to report here and receive my follow-on orders over the secured network. Sounds like they're trying to make it they're trying to make it difficult for you being your first briefing. You're telling me. I have faith in you. Show them how you've got a proper intelligence briefing. Thanks, Soul. I know it cancels the orders, but let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'm glad he's reminding me before I asked him for his help. SITO orders are restricted, so SITO's eyes is only. My first briefing can only be written by me. That is the unfortunate truth of my profession. No matter how much I wish I could depend on Soul, on my crew, I'm not a part of it. I'm just an attached member. The thought is sobering, bleeding the joy out of my mood. It's lonely at the top. Does my lab have a secure line? I'd rather not have to deal with the couriers. Only the finest for you. It doesn't seem like the ship has a lot of the finer things. It doesn't, but you'll learn to make do with the things you're given. I'm sure you'll find ways to adapt quickly. Of course. The ship is a stepping stone. I must keep telling myself that. We stop in front of a door in the aft section of the ship. Soul doesn't seem too pleased to be here, so I assume we have found the Ox Lab. Soul knocks against the door 3 times without a single response. Finally, he retorts to a loud bang before we get a response. Stan. Whoever it is, you know the hours. Doc is not in. A ship doctor is available at all hours of the day. Not according to your beloved regulations. Come back tomorrow, but make sure you book an appointment first. I'm sorry, Natalie, but I'm going to have to resort to some more desperate measures. Why are you apologizing? What are you planning? I wouldn't bother you, Colonel, but our new SITO just arrived and she really needs to turn in her medical reports or records to you. She was very insistent to meet with you right away. She? Well, give me a moment. I might be able to break regulations just this once. Just this once, my butt. From behind the sliding door, I can hear a mild commotion as whoever this colonel is prepares for our visit. You're pretty disrespectful to a superior officer. That thing is not my superior in any way. Oh shit! Demon Dude is the perverted doctor. Are you fucking kidding me? The door slides open and a dashing Afric with sharp eyes and dull purple hair that falls to his shoulders steps out. Okay, so he's an Afric. Okay, well, whatever. He looks me over with a kind, warm smile, nothing like the predator I was expecting from Soul's descriptions. He looks like a demon of yore, but his demeanor doesn't feel satanic. Still, there is something odd radiating from him. Power and confidence, yes, but something feels off. Deep in my gut, a small sliver of ice is forming. His name's Stan. Why is your name Stan? Like, my, our humble ship has been blessed with a radiant beauty. My name is Stan Nelson, ship doctor. Natalie Pusil. It is a pleasure to meet you. No, my dear, the pleasure is all mine. Damn, you're dashing! I was told that I would need to drop off my medical records because of some, Privacy Act. Why couldn't I read that word for a second? Privacy. Privacy Act. That's correct. Smart and beautiful. We are truly blessed this day. Why don't you come in? I also double as the resident counselor and would love a chance to get to know you. I don't think so. If she needs to confide in someone, she has friends. An understanding perspective is oft needed to truly cope. In the depths of space, my skills will guide any potential lost souls to salvation. Into your bed is more like it. My actions are bound by my Hippocratic oath. What about yours? What do you mean? I am a doctor and have an oath to never get involved with my patients. They can feel safe with me. Do you have any such restraint? Other than being a trusted friend who wants to protect her from a pervert? You malign me, Major. You both know I'm standing right here and understand this conversation, right? Natalie, I think I can handle myself. There's my medical records, doctor. I look forward to working with you on the strictly professional basis you mentioned. Precisely, my lovely Major, precisely. If you ever need any help or someone to talk to without repercussion, I'm always here. Thank you. Ooh, I like the doctor. Love the perverted characters. Natalie, wait. I'm not slowing down. I know soul means well, but it isn't like I need some guardian angel protecting me from all the bad non-humans. That icy feeling in my gut is warning me to be careful around Stan. Even though he is handsome and charming, not a thing that they can use in their pursuits. I am the SITO in charge of this mission, and everyone, including Soul, will respect that. I'm sorry, My anger slowly fades out as I slow my pace. Even if I had some idea where I was going on the ship, I think Soul got the point. You what? You can take care of yourself, I know. I just don't want to risk losing another friend to a corporate beast. Corporate? Corrupt. Same difference? Learning some of that teamwork stuff the Vice Commander was talking about? Perhaps. Then trust me, it wasn't like I was gonna just go inside alone for a special examination in the nude. He made that offer to Zuri. And why is he not being brought up on charges for misconduct? Because she is too dense to realize that his medical reasoning was flawed and perverse. But I know you are not. I'm sorry. I should have trusted you not to fall for his traps. To make up for it, why don't I take you to dinner? Why can I not read today? You mean the synthetic stuff out of the machines? Once again, you could prove that you could see through a ruse. Well, that suffice for tonight. I promise a better meal down the space line. I'm going to hold you to that, Soul. I really like the doctor. We're gonna go back and talk to him later, if I get the choice. Soul leads me to the ship's lounge and cafeteria. I'm not expecting much from it. Synth food is synth food, but anything to soothe my gurgling belly is welcomed. Welcome to the ship's lounge. It's all ranks and watch out! In front of me, all I can see is black boot whiz past the front of my face. It passes too close and too fast that I can feel the wind rushing across my hair. With a mighty tug, Soul grabs the back of my uniform and yanks me back. He pulls so hard that I stumble and almost slam against the wall of the hallway. A mere millisecond later, a large green tail slices through the air where my head used to be. Before I can react and determine what just about took my head from my shoulders. Soul storms forward. Okay, you are a female. Damn it, Zuri! How many times have Commander Rasuna and I ordered you not to practice your fighting garbage in the lounge? Wow, Soul! You've got pretty good reflexes! I've had to develop them because of you! Answer the question. I don't know, a couple? 27 times! Don't you have anything better to do than remember random numbers like that? I wouldn't have to if you would stop trying to kill people. Oh, hey, who is she? The superior officer you about murdered for committing the horrible crime of just entering the room. Huh? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm Zuri. Who are you? Jesus Christ, this chick. Anyway, now that she's settling down and get a better look at the woman with such amazing speed, she's a... oh. What are they called again? Do you have any remembrance of the academy? What is the proper procedure for introducing yourself to someone who outranks you? Come on, she's not in my chain of command. You don't have to be quite so uptight, right? Long ears and green hair would tell me that she's an elf, but elves don't have wings. Possibly she could be an Afric like Stan, but Africs don't have shiny scaly tails. Wrong! I don't care if you are crew dogs or not, we maintain the chain of command and respect during all phases of operations. But I'm off duty right now. What does that have to do with anything, Lieutenant? I think I remember reading about them in a news bit. If I recall the story correctly, they come from the sandy planet in the far northern reaches of the Ryulian Republic. We're just normal people off duty. We're all the same. Regulations don't go away just because you aren't on duty. Besides, Lieutenant, when we launch from port, we are technically always on duty. I don't mean to interrupt, but who are you? Or what are you? Huh? Annoying and disrespectful. She meant me. He's not angry. He can't argue. That's more of a touche look. Oh, that was a good one and he recognizes it. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. I never met anyone of your species before, and I can't remember what you were called. Oh, they're called Draymons. They originate from the planet Onathon. Onathon? It's Northern Real, right? Ralton. Our new lieutenant and her ilk are loyalties to the Empire. She's right. My home is located just north of the capital world. I even once got to visit the city of Emerald Winds there. An exasperated sigh from Soul tells me that it didn't conceal my interest very well. Still, you don't meet too many people who have heard the melodies of the Emerald Winds. How did you gain entry? Only the lute players themselves are ever permitted to entry to their halls. My clan elder nominated me as a lute player one year. Every year the clan sends someone there to resonate with the Emerald Crystal performs the Ballad of the Distant Dreams. You've performed the Ballad of the Distant Dreams? Great, we're not getting rid of her now, are we? Soul must never have heard the heart-touching Ballad of Distant Dreams. Even though I've never heard it in person, the soft melody plays in the happiest places of my memories. A soft song of hope and loss, of what once was and what shall be. No matter what Soul thinks of the player, if he could hear the song, he could be swayed by it too. That's it! Wow! You really do know it! Of course I do, it's beautiful! I love it, but I kinda suck at a lute player and I can't beat my wings to the right rhythm for the ballad. Oh. Big surprise. But a warrior has to be both a master of the sword and of the culture, so I practice it anyway. The elders stress a lot to me during my training, but a real warrior doesn't bother with such weaknesses. Do they also stress respecting your elders? Not really. Big surprise. Are you saying that I should be calling you Grandpa? I would eat my heart out with nothing more than a toothpick than claim any family relationship with you. Speaking of food, why don't we go get some and get to know each other a little better? That would be awesome! Alphonse, Kylie, and I are about to sit down and have dinner. On second thought, I'm not that hungry. Come on, Grandpa. How am I supposed to find my way around quarters after without a guide? She's with Moonfollow. Take her there afterwards, Zuri. Hey, Soul, don't go. Please, I want to hang out and catch up, but I also want to get to understand everyone better. Haha. I solemnly swear that I won't accidentally knock you out again, Major Hackett. Fine. Try to keep it reined in, all of you. I don't have to clean up the lounge again because someone managed to prove that you can stick spaghetti to the ceiling. I still think you did something to your noodles. It's a cooking technique, Lizard Brain. When the noodle gets close to being ready and starch gets sticky, you are able to test it by seeing if it will stick to the wall. And if it doesn't, it isn't ready? Precisely. That makes sense. Why couldn't you just said that instead of insulting me, Soul? It's Major Hackett, and I was just stating obvious facts. You are a lizard. You have a brain, do you not? I am not some desert lizard. I am going to report you to Commander again. But by the time you all stop fighting, the food is gonna get cold again. The goop is even nastier when it's cold. If I say I forgive you, could we just drop it? Sorry? You nearly knocked out Natalie and insulted me. What? I will let it slide this one time. Let's just hurry up and eat. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Come, there's plenty to go around. So many voices. So many voices. Whew. Anyway. Yeah, there was a voice option, so... I was just checking out. Okay. Excuse me. Inside the small room is an ovoid table with a few gray and black chairs surrounding it. Actual chairs with proper covering, mind you, not the ripped fighter ejector seats I had to scounge up. To the side I can see the synthesizer for making the usual mush, as well as a few other devices, an oven, a refrigerator machine, and some limited space for fruit preparation. I'm glad someone added those machines, because the force is so diverse and every species has their own taste and nutritional requirements, the synthesizer needs to be able to adapt to everyone. Which means it produces some other bland and unoriginal food, if you can call it that. Still, when I haven't had anything to eat all day, I'll take whatever I can get. Zuri motions to a seat next to her with a mithril pad on the back. I take it, eager to discover the inner workings of someone who has seen such a marvelous place. Spaghetti with Alfredo sauce? Were you expecting me to visit? Expecting, no. I was just hoping your favorite would convince you to stay. Well, seems at least one thing is going right. Alphonse has a jovial smile on his face, and Kylie seems to be losing the edge she had when Soul showed up. I know Soul's wrong about this. If the rest of the crew are as interesting as these people, I think this may be an acceptable post. The standard issue blue plate sits in front of me for nary a second before I pounce. Though there may be no wild creatures that may try to steal it from me anymore, habits don't die easily.
Natalie, could I ask you a personal question?
It's major. Forget it. I'm tired of arguing with you all.
Whew, thanks.
If she is thanking Soul for finally giving up, or me, I dare not ask.
Why did you join the Force?
The age-old question of all deep space adventurers. Well, I was hoping for something like if I had a romantic relationship with Soul or something. That one is embarrassing. Why don't you tell her yours, Zuri? It might make you a little more at ease. Quote? Oh, quote pro. Quid pro quo. I didn't understand any of that. I joined right out of the mandatory schooling. When counseling time came to discuss job options, he didn't get a single word out before I told him I wanted to join the Force. Why is that?
Because if I don't defend my home, who will? My homeland has given me so much to be thankful for, and this is the least I can do to repay them. I had so many offers to join professional racquetball, but I turned them all down. I even had an offer to join Onasan's elliptic track team. Blech.
I still don't believe that one.
I might not look like it, but I'm one of the fastest runners you'll ever see.
Good. I always like my security options being able to run away really fast.
Or to those who need my protection.
Alphonse could not have been more wrong. Zuri's reason is so honorable and prideful that it makes mine look so ugly.
I joined because I always wanted to work on fighters. They were always so fast and so cool when I saw them zipping around through the air in the Duster Station.
Why didn't you try to become a fighter pilot instead? Soul was one.
Well, I was better at fixing than I was at flying.
What she's saying is that she couldn't see over the dashboard.
They don't make seats for my height, so I was rejected.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not.
We'd be flying garbage scow with nothing but synth food to eat. That's what she wants to hear, that her dreams are less important than your stomach.
I didn't mean it that way, Kylie. I know.
It still doesn't sound any less offending. Why don't you tell us why you joined, Soul? Why do you care? Natalie already knows why. We've had this conversation before. I would like to know. You never tell us anything about yourself. Because you don't need to know.
I'd like to know about our executive officer.
If you don't tell them, I will. Fine. Force my hand. I joined because of a program that allowed veterans to get special treatment and trade deals. I planned on becoming a transporter. That was nothing like the romantic story he told me.
I don't see you being one of those old fat pilots hauling cargo. It's such a funny picture. Well, there you have it, Nat. What's your reason?
Time to admit the truth. If I don't, I should start sowing the seeds of distrust in their minds. Or I could start sowing the seeds of distrust in their minds. I was bored. Bored? This is so embarrassing, but I really was just bored one day and said I could just go to the university to become a chemist, but that's boring. I decided to sign up on a whim. But you stuck around to be the best and prove your might and strength to the universe.
It's not why you do something, but it's what you did. Exactly!
Bleh. What you do here and now is what matters, not how you got here. Soul flashes me a small smile. He knows the truth. I came here because my family is incredibly poor. The couldn't afford the university, so I had to find other ways to becoming the best. There's nothing I hate more than those sad smiles I get when people discover my poor heritage. They don't know what it's like to fight from the ground up with nothing more than your heart. That is why I must continue to be the best. I'll conquer peace for Katijia, be the hero, and prove myself to the universe. I ate my food quickly and asked Soul to take me back to my room. When I get tired, I get philosophical. My first day is not the best to let myself become that way. This is your room. If you need anything, you have my frick. Don't be afraid to call me for anything. Thanks for showing me around, Soul. It's nice having a friend on the ship again. Good night. Good night, Soul. Bunk beds, bunk beds, bunk beds, bunk beds. I miss bunk beds. So this is where I'm going to spend the next few months. We haven't met Moonfollow, or have we? No, we haven't, okay. I doubt I'll be visiting this room much when there's so much work to be done. It is just a tad cramped, but I think I can make a good life here. The crew seems friendly. I doubt my mission is mundane, and I don't have to worry about waking up to giant rats gnawing on my computers. That's terrible. I glance over to my roommate's bed, but she seems to be fast asleep. The commander said she was Captain Moonfollow. I'll have to introduce myself to her in the morning. It's hard to maneuver around the darkness, so I relent unpacking and head to bed. Tomorrow, I will get to start my job as a hero. This is going to be perfect. Actually, I'm gonna end this chapter here. Alright, and we'll continue with chapter 3 in the next chapter. Yeah! Bye, guys!